The top 10 most venomous snakes in the world. You won't believe the king cobra only ranks 9th. The number 1 spot can kill 120 people in a single bite. When mentioning venomous snakes, many people feel a shiver down their spine. We seem to have an innate, primal fear of these reptiles, especially the legendary king cobra. However, among the 10 deadliest snakes we are about to see, the king cobra's toxicity surprisingly ranks near the bottom. Just how terrifying is the venom that forces this king to bow down? In today's video, the top 10 most venomous snakes in the world. Before we begin, we need to understand a key scientific concept, the median lethal dose, or you can simply call it LD50. It represents the toxin dosage required to kill half of a test population. In other words, the lower the LD50 value, the more potent and deadly the venom is. Conversely, the higher the LD50 value, the lower the toxicity. All right, with that knowledge in mind, let us explore together the mysterious world of venomous snakes. The Russell's viper has a terrible reputation across Asia. You could say it is truly infamous. It is even mockingly nicknamed the kidney deficiency snake, and also known as the 100-pace money leopard. For Russell's viper, these algulas are certainly not without reason. The Russell's viper is mainly distributed in India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, and parts of Indonesia. They usually measure 1 to 1.5 meters in length, but can reach a maximum of 1.85 meters. Juveniles primarily feed on lizards. As they mature, they gradually shift their diet toward mammals. Of course, they also prey on amphibians like frogs. The subcutaneous LD50 of Russell's viper, which is the minimum average venom dose required to kill over half of the laboratory mice, is 1.6 milligrams per kilogram. That might not sound particularly striking, but its venom, along with its Thai relative, has a particularly wicked, toxic effect. They can cause pituitary gland failure in victims. This specific complication is exceptionally rare in venomous snakebite cases globally. Aside from a few cases involving South American rattlesnakes, it is primarily caused by these 2 Russell's viper species. To put it another way, among all venomous snakes worldwide, only these 2 Russell's vipers can trigger this specific hypopituitarism. As for calling it the 100-pace money leopard, it is because its venom acts incredibly fast, just like the sprinting speed of a leopard. Furthermore, its body markings bear a striking resemblance to leopard spots. The 100-pace moniker shares the same logic as the 5-pace snake, suggesting that once bitten by a Russell's viper, the venom takes hold within 100 paces. While there is a hint of hyperbole there, the lethality of the Russell's viper is beyond any doubt. It possesses a substantial venom yield, reaching anywhere from 60 to 268 milligrams. Its venom composition varies greatly by geography, consisting mainly of hemotoxins, cytotoxins, coagulant activators, and presynaptic neurotoxins, but only in Sri Lanka and parts of India do the neurotoxins manifest as respiratory failure symptoms. Among the toxins found in Russell's viper, some cause the victim to experience stroke-like symptoms, preventing them from realizing they have been bitten in time, severely impacting the victim's mobility, as well as their ability to speak, thereby delaying the golden window for treatment. Not only that, as the toxin spreads through the body, it begins to ravage the victim's organs. Particularly, it causes massive damage to the kidneys, thereby becoming life-threatening. Many people tremble with fear at the mere mention of a cobra, let alone the so-called king of them all. In fact, the king cobra and the true cobras do not even belong to the same genus, but its lethality is by no means inferior to any cobra. There are roughly 600 species of venomous snakes currently in existence, and the king cobra is truly the king of venomous snakes. It possesses the largest physical build, with an average length reaching up to 3.5 meters and a weight of about 6 kilograms. The largest known king cobra reached a staggering length of 5.6 meters. This specimen is currently kept at the London Zoo. Even when compared to pythons, the size of a king cobra is nothing to scoff at. One of the largest snakes alive, the reticulated python, averages only about 5.5 meters in length. The python is simply built more robustly. Therefore, by virtue of its size, the king cobra outclasses over 80% of all other snake species. The average subcutaneous LD50 for a king cobra is 0.44 milligrams per kilogram. While it is not the absolute king of toxicity, nonetheless, regarding the volume of venom delivered in a single discharge, it is one of the most prolific snakes alive. with every bite into its prey. The king cobra can release an average of 350 milligrams and a maximum of up to 7 milliliters of venom. Based on a 350 milligram calculation, one mouthful of its venom could theoretically kill an animal weighing over 1,000 kilograms. Furthermore, the king cobra's venom contains a complex cocktail of toxins, including massive amounts of neurotoxins and some cardiotoxins. Consequently, once bitten by a king cobra, not only is a high dose of antivenom required, but multiple types of antivenom are often needed to escape danger in the wild. Most animals bitten by a king cobra have almost zero chance of survival. Beyond hunting rodents, the king cobra has a particular taste for other snakes, including both non-venomous and venomous ones. The reason it can prey on these venomous rivals is partly due to its superior size. On the other hand, it is because of its effectiveness against snake venom and a certain level of immunity. Being both venomous and immune to snake venom makes the king cobra exceptionally fierce. When food is scarce, it will even resort to cannibalism. Moreover, research suggests the king cobra possesses a relatively high intelligence when hunting other snakes. It can distinguish whether its opponent is venomous or not, to decide whether or not to expend its venom. The common death adder is one of the venomous snakes unique to Australia, commonly known as the death snake. Its nickname alone reveals its terrifying nature. The common death adder is mainly distributed in Australia's arid regions, preferring habitats such as dry scrublands, woodlands, and grasslands. It features a flat, triangular head, a short, thick body, and a tail that narrows abruptly. Its body is marked with bands of light brown, dark red, and gray patterns. Although the common death adder rarely exceeds 100 centimeters in length, its strikes are lightning fast. Like other snakes, the death adder cannot hear airborne sound waves, relying instead on ground vibrations to sense its surroundings. This characteristic makes the death adder appear quite lazy when hunting, yet it has its own unique hunting strategy. It can skillfully hide within leaf litter and organic debris, making it nearly invisible. Typically, they lie perfectly still in the mulch, waiting for prey to appear. Sometimes they might wait for several days, covering their bodies with fallen leaves. It positions its tail, which looks exactly like a wiggling caterpillar, right next to its head as a lure. When the prey draws near, the common death adder strikes at a lightning speed of 0.4 seconds, sinking its long, razor-sharp fangs deep into the victim's body. To inject a massive dose of venom, it then simply waits for the toxin to finish the job. This is precisely why the common death adder is one of the most difficult snakes for Australians to guard against when venturing into the wild. Its toxicity ranks among the highest in Australia, consisting primarily of potent neurotoxins, with an average subcutaneous LD50 of 0.4 milligrams per kilogram. It stands as one of the most rapidly lethal species among all Australian snakes. While most snakes will quickly retreat or give a warning signal when they sense approaching danger, the common death adder plays by different rules. It stays perfectly still, ignoring any intruder that comes its way, but if you accidentally step into its strike zone or tread upon this hidden killer, it will attack without a moment's hesitation, delivering a fatal dose of neurotoxins. Without the immediate administration of antivenom, its venom can claim a human life within just 6 hours. Before the development of modern antivenom, the mortality rate for a common death adder bite was over 50%. Thanks to medical advancements, death rates have steadily declined. Yet this snake remains an absolute peril. Kobe Bryant famously gave himself the nickname Black Mamba. He chose this alias to represent his killer instinct and ruthless style of play on the court. The Black Mamba itself is renowned for its ferocity and agility. It is among the fastest snakes on the planet, capable of moving at speeds up to 20 kilometers per hour. The body of a black mamba is typically gray, olive, or dark brown, with a lighter colored underbelly, and adult black mamba's length usually ranges between 2.5 and 3.2 meters, though some can reach a staggering 4.5 meters. Despite the name Black Mamba, their scales are not actually black. They earned the name from the ink-black interior of their mouths, which they display when threatened. As a terrifying warning to back off, black mambas are widely distributed throughout sub-Saharan Africa. They are commonly found in savannas, rocky hillsides, and woodlands. They prefer dry environments, often dwelling on the ground or in low trees and shrubs. This venomous snake carries a fearsome title, the Kiss of Death, And that reputation is by no means an exaggeration. The black mamba's venom is incredibly potent, with a subcutaneous LD50 average of 0.4 milligrams per kilogram. It contains powerful neurotoxins that rapidly shut down the nervous system. Without prompt treatment, a victim could lose their life within a matter of hours. In cases where antivenom is unavailable, the fatality rate of a black mamba bite is nearly 100% in the past, especially in areas with limited medical facilities. Its bite was essentially a death sentence. In July 2004, a 42-year-old woman in Thailand was sleeping. When she was suddenly bitten by a venomous snake, she was rushed to the hospital within 30 minutes. But her symptoms continued to spiral out of control. Doctors had to continuously inject Malayan Krait antivenom. It took a staggering 80 vials to finally save her life. This illustrates just how lethal the Malayan Krait can be. The Malayan Krait belongs to the Elapidae family. Its subcutaneous LD50 average is 0.23 milligrams per kilogram. Its venom is primarily neurotoxic, causing devastating damage to the nervous system. The Malayan Krait is mainly found in the forests of Southeast Asia. Its diet consists mostly of rodents, frogs, and lizards. Notably, they are also experts at preying on non-venomous snakes. They are nocturnal creatures, often following their prey into human settlements. In rural Southeast Asia, where people often sleep on the floor, the danger is real. Therefore, under the cover of night, the Malayan Krait may come into contact with people who are fast asleep. If you accidentally disturb them, the Malayan Krait will strike in self-defense. Because their fangs are quite small, a bite does not cause significant pain. Nor does it leave obvious marks on the skin. Many people are bitten in their sleep without even realizing it, leading to severe poisoning or even the loss of life. This is especially tragic for children. Even if they survive, treatment is often delayed because the bite was not detected in time. For snake venom to do its deadly work, it usually needs to be injected through the teeth. However, there is one snake that not only possesses incredibly lethal venom, but can also perform a long-range attack. It can actually spray its venom up to 2 meters away. This is the Philippine Cobra, also known as the Philippine spitting cobra, is a highly venomous species of the Naja genus. It is primarily distributed throughout the Philippine archipelago. The natural habitats on these islands are perfectly suited for the Philippine cobra's survival, as they are covered by low-lying plains, fields, forests, and dense jungles, as a species with an affinity for water. The Philippine cobra spends most of its time resting near water sources, including various ponds and small rivers, in addition to providing plenty of drinking water. These areas offer an abundant food supply, such as various frogs and birds. However, they also frequently appear at the edges of rice fields near human settlements and may even enter people's homes. They do this because these places house their favorite food, rats. In human dwellings, they do not just hunt rats. They also steal chicken eggs. Make no mistake, the average subcutaneous LD50 of the Philippine cobra is a mere 0.2 milligrams per kilogram. Its venom is primarily a neurotoxin that can block nerve transmission, leading to respiratory failure. Their venom is not just injected through bites. It can be spat at a target 2 meters away, precisely aiming for the enemy's eyes, causing severe consequences. Due to its extremely dangerous nature, this behavioral habit undoubtedly exacerbates conflicts with humans. Although they are considered to be quite shy, or even timid cobras, that avoid human contact as much as possible, most bite incidents occur when people accidentally get too close. This has made the Philippine cobra the venomous snake responsible for the most injuries in the region. The tiger snake is a highly venomous species unique to Australia. It is named for the patterns on its body, which resemble the stripes of a tiger. It is widely distributed across southern and southeastern Australia, as well as on the island of Tasmania. It is one of the most dangerous venomous snakes in the region. In 2015, a young boy from a Sydney family was attacked by a tiger snake while playing in the backyard. Because of his young age, the boy was unable to call for help in time, although rescuers arrived quickly and provided first aid. The venom spread so rapidly that the boy tragically passed away after being hospitalized. As you can see, the tiger snake has certainly earned its reputation as the Australian Grim Reaper. The toxicity of the tiger snake's venom is immense. Its average subcutaneous LD50 is 0.157 milligrams per kilogram. It is primarily composed of neurotoxins, coagulants, and myotoxins. This complex cocktail of toxins can rapidly inflict severe damage on a victim. The neurotoxins in the tiger snake paralyze the nerves, leading to respiratory distress, while the myotoxins cause localized limb paralysis. So, when bitten by a tiger snake, it is vital to inject antivenom before paralysis sets in, according to relevant surveys, if left untreated. The mortality rate remains as high as 45% due to the trend of economic development. Land clearing has fragmented the tiger snake's natural habitat. Consequently, this dangerous venomous snake now appears in suburban areas, especially in places with nearby freshwater. The probability of encountering humans has increased significantly. Unlike other snakes of its genus, the coastal taipan has an incredibly short fuse. It is extremely aggressive, which means it has become a living nightmare for many Australians. The coloration of the coastal taipan varies depending on its geographical location, usually appearing brown, dark green, or reddish brown. These snakes are masters of stealth, making them very difficult to spot. In scientific literature, the maximum recorded length for an individual reached 3.36 meters. Although the coastal taipan's toxicity is not the highest, with an average subcutaneous LD50 of 0.1 milligrams per kilogram, their fangs are quite impressive in length. Measuring between 8 to 12 millimeters, the coastal taipan's venom has two lethal mechanisms. When a low dose is injected, the victim may die from neurotoxicity. When a high dose is injected, the victim may suffer from coagulopathy and cardiovascular collapse, leading to a rapid death. Early records of coastal taipan venom yields showed a maximum output of 400 milligrams. However, due to limited testing samples, this figure was underestimated. Later, researchers conducted 2,543 milkings on 78 coastal taipans. They found the average venom yield was 150 milligrams, but the largest individual yielded up to 882 milligrams. Despite this, these stats were not considered top tier in the snake world until 2018, when a 2.5-meter coastal taipan produced a staggering 3,102.7 milligrams of venom in a single milking. This shattered the world record of 2,400 milligrams held for decades by the gaboon viper. With such high venom yield and toxicity, coupled with its volatile personality, the coastal taipan is exceptionally dangerous. The eastern brown snake, though not the most toxic in Australia, is the one responsible for the most bites. Hundreds of people are bitten by them every year, surpassing all other native species. The eastern brown snake belongs to the Elapidae family, genus Pseudonaja. There are 6 species of venomous snakes in this genus, all of which are endemic to Australia. Among them, the eastern brown snake is the most toxic. Its average subcutaneous LD50 is 0.053 milligrams per kilogram, with extreme cases reaching 0.041 milligrams per kilogram. The eastern brown snake's venom primarily contains neurotoxins and hemotoxins. The proportion of neurotoxins is relatively low at less than 30%. However, even this small amount secures its place as number 2 on the venomous snake list. Its neurotoxin contains a highly potent presynaptic neurotoxin. It accounts for 3% of the total neurotoxins. This toxin is the strongest among all snakes, being 100 to 230 times more toxic than sea snakes and more than twice as strong as the taipan. If the concentration were higher, it would easily take the top spot as the world's most venomous snake. This snake is mainly distributed across eastern, central, and northern Australia, as well as New Guinea. It prefers dry environments, such as arid scrublands, woodlands, and grasslands. Sometimes it ventures near residential areas in search of food, primarily preying on frogs, rodents, and birds. Eastern brown snakes come in many colors, ranging from light brown to dark brown or even black. The belly is usually white or creamy yellow. They generally measure between 1.5 to 2 meters in length. They are highly toxic and incredibly aggressive. If anyone approaches, it quickly pulls the front of its body into an S shape, lifting its head high off the ground. This is its classic defensive posture. The head of the eastern brown snake is small and oval-shaped, with round black eyes. Its appearance is quite ordinary. It cannot flare its neck like a king cobra to intimidate enemies. Consequently, locals often mistake it for a harmless tree snake. However, this plain-looking snake is extremely aggressive. Once someone enters its strike zone, it will launch a surprise attack without hesitation. Many victims are bitten more than once. One patient was struck 8 consecutive times in a very short period. Due to the severe envenomation, they passed away despite being rushed to the hospital. If you venture into the Australian outback, across the arid, open plains, such as the southwest of Queensland, or the uninhabited regions of northern South Australia, you might spot a brown snake no more than 2 meters long, with a somewhat dull, dark appearance, poking its head out from a crack in the dry earth. It looks unremarkable at first glance, but it is the one creature you definitely do not want to mess with. That is because it possesses the world's most potent venom. Meet the inland taipan. The inland taipan, also known as the fierce snake, compared to its relative, the coastal taipan, it has a much more reclusive personality. Even though its maximum recorded venom yield is only 217 milligrams, which is less than the coastal taipan, its average subcutaneous LD50 is a staggering 0.025 milligrams per kilogram, with some extreme cases reaching as low as 0.01 milligrams per kilogram. This means that an inland taipan, releasing an average of just 44 milligrams of venom, could take the lives of 220,000 mice in a single bite. This toxicity is dozens of times higher than that of the king cobra, and hundreds of times more potent than a rattlesnake. Studies have proven that a single bite from an inland taipan can inject over 110 milligrams of venom, which is enough to kill 120 adult humans, even if you are lucky enough to only receive a minute amount of venom. Failure to receive anti-venom within 45 minutes puts your life in grave danger. Yet, strangely enough, despite the inland taipan's terrifying toxicity, it has not caused nearly as many fatalities as its reputation suggests. One of the main reasons is that inland taipans are distributed along the borders of South Australia and the remote central desert regions. These areas are virtually a no-man's land, extremely desolate, with very little human activity. We all know that snakes are cold-blooded animals. To adapt to this harsh desert environment, the inland taipan can actually change its skin color. In summer, its color becomes lighter. To reduce heat absorption, during cooler seasons, it turns darker, which helps maintain its body temperature. Inland taipans also utilize abandoned burrows in the desert and deep crevices as their shelters. These are also perfect spots to hide their eggs. Generally, the few people who encounter these snakes are researchers studying herpetology for safety. They usually have antivenom ready in advance. Therefore, the actual threat the inland taipan poses to humans is not as terrifying as its venom would imply. You could say, the inland taipan truly lives by the motto, "I won't trouble you if you do not trouble me." Alright, that concludes today's video. Out of the 10 deadly snakes we introduced today, which one left the deepest impression on you? Feel free to let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.